Okay, going to be ringing in the new year, 2020, here in Park City, so wanted to answer a few questions while I'm here. Can you financially be reimbursed for due process, or would you have to file a lawsuit? Well, your due process complaint is your lawsuit. All right, so yeah, but let's talk about what could you be reimbursed for? All right, you could be reimbursed for transportation that they denied you. Any kind of educationally relevant or therapy that your child would be entitled to as part of their free and appropriate public education that the school denied, let's say ABA therapy, or let's say occupational therapy, speech language therapy. Let's say you had to go out and get educational supplies that were very specific to your child. Those kind of costs could potentially be reimbursed during a mediation, due process complaint. You can make those requests if you file with the Office of Civil Rights, the OCR. That can be part of your wish list with regards to corrective action. Okay. So yes, educationally relevant material, therapy, transportation, and then you can also have your attorney fees reimbursed or paid by the school system. All right, that is part of the parental rights, and so many parents don't ever read their rights, but it's in there. Okay. Now, some states have gotten in a really bad habit, and I blame the attorneys for that are practicing in this area in those states, to where they ask for huge retainers from the parents, and then when it comes to the school system negotiating and settling, then it ends up being the situation to where the parents are put in a really rough spot, because the school will sit there and say, well, we'll give you this, and this, but you're going to have to sit there and absorb the cost of your own attorney, and then we're going to pay for our attorney, and then everybody's happy. I don't like that, and I don't like that because what it does is it, first of all, I mean, if you don't care as a parent, fine. It's part of a negotiation, and if you want to negotiate that away, then great. But see, I believe in this law, and I believe that you have a parental right to get an expert like myself involved, and I don't believe that that provision is in the law just so the school system can sit there and say, well, we never paid. Well, you might not, but that doesn't mean the law doesn't provide the parent a justification to recover their fees or have them paid as part of a final settlement of corrective action. All right? Because in my viewpoint, and in our cases, we don't file frivolous claims. So, every one of ours, we do a proper analysis. Not saying that we haven't, had a few sneak up on us that we weren't, that we thought were stronger than they were. But the high percentage of our cases are justifiable cases, and I don't believe that in punishing the parent financially for having to go out and get a legal expert to help them correct their child's IEP program. And I believe it is a mechanism of corrective action to the point where if a school doesn't want to pay parent attorney fees, then do the right thing. Provide the right services, provide the right supports, provide the right training. Those are very easy things to do. But when our special education children aren't necessarily a priority for a school system, then they run gauntlets, and they sit there and they run hot to see if they can get away with it. And they can get away with it with a hell of a lot of parents. But then there's going to be some of you that come along that just say, no, I'm going to draw a line in the sand. And I don't think you should be punished having to absorb the expense of an expert like myself by having to shell out thousands of dollars on attorney fees when the school system had every opportunity to do things right and do it right the first time. I do believe in this law, and it does work.